Hey Browns fans, welcome into the Draft on Tap presented by Bud Light as we look at some of the important positions for your Cleveland Browns to address in this year's draft. And we're going to start with the edge rusher position. Currently, the Browns have Myles Garrett, the best of the best, Chase Winovich, and Curtis Weaver on the roster at the edge. This is a position the Browns are likely to target in the 2022 draft. And who better to talk about some of the prospects at that position in this draft than the Athletics draft guru, the man who puts out the draft Bible, the monster, the beast, the guide, amongst all guides, the one and only Dane Brugler. And Dane, great to be with you. We know that means it's draft season. And for the Browns, let's talk about this edge class. We know no first-round pick. Their draft will begin at number 44. Who are some of the guys you're looking at that spot in the edge group?
Yeah, and I think this edge rusher group is the deepest position this year from top to bottom. I think no matter the round, there's going to be somebody first round, second round, third round, even into day three. There's going to be someone that you feel pretty good about. You feel good drafting at that point in the draft. In the second round, a guy that really stands out to me is Logan Hall from Houston. 6'6", 280 pounds, played more of a three technique role at Houston, primarily as an inside guy. But I think that he has that inside-out versatility where you line him up on the edge, give him a little bit of a runway, let him use that length, those 33-inch arms, and he can go right through blockers, right through the left tackle. He has that ability. He's a young player, still just 21 years old. I think it gives you flexibility, not only as a rusher on the edge, but then on passing downs, what he can do on the inside.
And when you're talking about, that inside-outside versatility, that's what the Browns like to do. They play that cheetah package, the NASCAR package with three defensive ends, and they'll kick Myles in. Last year we saw Clowney get kicked in. Hall could do that. Let's talk about a couple guys out of the Big Ten. David Ojabo out of Michigan, who many thought prior to his Achilles injury would be a first-rounder, and BOYE MAFE out of Minnesota.
Yeah, and with Ojabo, you hate to see the injury at the pro day, the Achilles, which probably is going to mean a red shirt for him during his rookie year. But this is a player that just started playing football 5 years ago. There's a lot of upside there. And, usually with upside, we're talking about a guy that's, it's still things need to click. He had 11 sacks last year for Michigan. So it's not like this guy wasn't productive at all. He knows how to get to the quarterback. You see an understanding of rush moves, whether it's a spin, whether it's a hard chop. He has different things in his bag of tricks that he can put out there. And he has the explosion where it's really going to put blockers in conflict, both as an inside and on the outside. So with BOYE MAFE, again, it's a little bit of a long-term play and investment, because you just don't know if he's going to give you anything as a rookie. I'm not sure if that's ideal for a team like the Browns that really need help right away, but it's at least a name that needs to be on the radar. BOYE MAFE is really interesting because at 6'4", 260 pounds, his testing numbers are off the charts. 4.53 in the 40, 41.5-inch vertical. You love, from an athletic standpoint, what he brings to the field. Now, you wish maybe the production was a little bit better, 7 sacks last year. Maybe the tape isn't dominant. You wish he was a better run defender as well. But guys that move like that, at that type of size, you're going to bet on that natural explosion. You're going to bet on his ability to capture the corner with that arc speed, with the active hands. So there's a lot that BOYE MAFE has going for him. Maybe enough that it could get him inside the first round. He has that type of ability.
All right, let's talk about a couple of guys that could be in play for the Browns at 44, or perhaps even into the third round. I've seen Drake Jackson from USC linked to the Browns a few times, Nick Bonito from Oklahoma, and Kingsley Engabare. I hope I said that right. Your guide's got the pronunciation, so I better have out of South Carolina.
Yeah, Drake Jackson, he burst onto the scene as a freshman at USC, and it was interesting because he played more towards like a 280 range, but then the coaching change, they bring in a different defensive coordinator. They move him to more of a linebacker role, and all of a sudden he's down to 240. And so they've been moving him back and forth, trying to find that best weight for him. At the combine, Drake Jackson was 254 pounds. At his pro day, he was 273 pounds, almost 20 pounds difference. That tells me that scouts are telling Drake Jackson, hey, bulk up, regain that power that you showed as a freshman. That's where we like you the best. But Drake Jackson, there's a lot to like about him as a pass rusher. Another guy, you see the flexibility, you see the long arms, you see the arc acceleration. He does have instincts versus the run. So I think somewhere in that second, third round, Drake Jackson's going to be a guy that a lot of teams have their eye on. Nick Bonito out of Oklahoma. If you are looking for that speed demon off the edge that brings that burst, Nick Bonito is going to be awfully appealing for you. 6'3", just under 250 pounds. You do worry about how he's going to hold up in terms of setting the edge, playing contain in the run game, but his ability to skim the outside corner of tackles and win that corner, that's what he does best. And you could be a little versatile with how you use him. Maybe stand him up, use him as a spy, let him rush through the A gap. He has that type of explosion where blockers just have a tough time getting their hands on him. So the lack of size, he can be engulfed at times, and that's what you worry about. You want to see him be a little more consistent with the way he uses his hands, but that burst, the quick feet, the fluid body movement, that gets you excited about what he could be as a sub-package rusher, and then maybe a little bit more down the road.
All right, Dane Brugler breaking down the edge position there. The good news, a lot of options for Browns general manager Andrew Berry. And in his latest mock, he had the Browns going with Logan Hall out of Houston. This has been the Draft on Tap presented by Bud Light.